Hey guys, so many advanced Greek students struggle with the Greek of the Septuagint. Now, why is that, and why do I mention advanced students? This is because most first and second year Greek students is not really introduced to Septuagint Greek, apart from a few short easy verses to pass and to translate. But the matter of fact is that the Greek of the Septuagint is very difficult and a little bit different than the Greek of the New Testament. And like I said, many advanced students struggle with the Greek of the Septuagint. And here is a few reasons why. Now, the first reason is basically that many of these Greek students studied ancient Greek, Koine Greek, and they never studied biblical Hebrew or ancient Hebrew, the Masoretic text. And even though some of them do study Masoretic text, they will struggle a little bit less with the Septuagint Greek. And the main reason is that most Greek students only study Greek and not Hebrew. And when they go to the Septuagint, they get confused. But why do they get confused? And the main reason is the word structure, the syntax, the word order. Now, this is here where the Greek and the Hebrew differs quite a bit, because the word structure, the sentence structure for Hebrew will be, they focus on the verb first, then the subject, then the object. That is the usual structure: verb, subject, object. With the Greek, it is always, or usually, not always, but usually, it is the subject, the verb, and then the object. So the Hebrew start with the verb, and the Greek usually start with the subject. When the Greek do start with the object or the verb and not the usual subject, verb, object, it means it wants to emphasize or put focus on the verb, for instance. But this normal structure is what confuses the Greek student when they study or read or want to translate and understand the Septuagint, because the Greek in the New Testament has that certain structure, and the Greek doesn't follow the normal Greek flow, the normal Greek structure in the Septuagint, but it follows the structure according to the Hebrew. So when the scribes translated from Hebrew to Greek in the Old Testament, they kept the same structure: verb, subject, object, like the Hebrew. And this do confuse the Greek student who's used to subject, verb, object. And then there's another difference. It's about the conjunction. There are more conjunctions with the Greek. It uses the kai, gar, idu, apos, apu, idiu, and kata, and so forth, where with the Hebrew is mainly the vav construction. So when the Greek student read the Septuagint, they don't understand why is it the kai so repeating stuff. It's like kai, 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 and not the usual kai, idu, apu, kai, gar, and so forth. And with this repetitive structure, it is because of the vav construction with the Hebrew that focus a lot on the vav construction, and the vav is translated as and. That is why when you read the Septuagint, you will see kai, 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 kai a lot, because kai is the equivalent of vav. And even with all the comparisons where Greek and Hebrew is the same, because Hebrew and Greek in principle focuses not on time like English and Afrikaans, but in a aspect. For example, complete, incomplete, perfect, imperfect, where the Hebrew is a more concrete language. So with the complete and incomplete, it focuses on those two, incomplete or complete, where the Greek is a bit different. The same principle, imperfect aspect and imperfect, but then it has the stative aspect as well. So the Greek focuses on the aspect, imperfect, perfect, stative, and the Hebrew with the incomplete and complete. That's all. So that is where it is about the same. And because Greek has different nuances as well, the Hebrew is very much concrete. Like with the complete, incomplete, it has a main focus on strong verbs and weak verbs, where the Greek, you have to look, when you look at the translation and with the word construction, it also looks at the mood, the tense and the case that will influences the translation, and not with the Hebrew. So because the Greek language has a very logical flow, very philosophical, it will say and this you went unto, and then with the different conjunction it will follow a whole logic from this side to that side, and that happened. Where with the Hebrew is basically God said and made this and it was good, the whole verb construction idea. And this is why when most advanced Greek students struggle with the Septuagint, because they don't know the different structures, especially with the syntax construction and with all the clauses. Because with the Hebrew, it's just like one word will basically be of suffixes. It's like always the main verb is 3 letters or 3 characters with prefixes and suffixes. So one word will grow into like a whole large section. But with the Greek, the stem changes a lot with the aorist tense, and you have to look at the cases, and it will be influenced by the case, by the mood, and by the aspect. So it's total different. So with the comparable ideologies with both of the languages, the Greek student can get the Septuagint because they studied it, but it's more difficult because the Septuagint is based on the Hebrew structure, and that makes it a bit difficult. As well, there's words that are not familiar with the Greek in the New Testament and Old Testament, but you can get to know more vocabulary. You just have to learn it, to memorize it. But if you forget the nuances, the structure, the syntax of the 2 different languages, you will struggle a lot. So that's it. That's why a lot of students, and I mean advanced students, struggle with the Septuagint. Soos julle weet, vlei. My stories uit.